At my father's 72nd birthday dinner, he announced college scholarships for my brother's kids. When my 12-year-old daughter asked about hers, he said, "Kids from broken homes don't go to good schools." She didn't argue. She pulled out an envelope from her backpack and said, "This came yesterday from." My father couldn't speak. The restaurant was Maggiano's on the plaza. The private dining room my brother had reserved for 43 people. My father sat at the head of the table, my mother to his right, my brother and his wife flanking the other end. I was seated near the middle with Emma, my daughter, beside me. The positioning wasn't accidental. It never was with my family. My father had just finished his second scotch when he stood up, tapped his glass with his knife. The room went quiet. "I want to make an announcement," he said. "Barbara and I have decided to establish college funds for our grandchildren. Michael's 3 kids will each receive full tuition scholarships to any university they choose." My brother smiled. His wife touched his arm. Their kids, 16, 14, and 11, looked appropriately grateful. Emma, sitting beside me, raised her hand slightly. "Just a kid wanting to ask a question." "What about me, Grandpa?" The room got quieter. My father looked at her, then at me, then back at her. "Kids from broken homes don't go to good schools, sweetheart. It's just statistics. Your mother made her choices." I felt Emma's hand reach for mine under the table. But she didn't cry, didn't argue. She reached into her backpack, pulled out an envelope. Cream-colored, heavy stuck. "This came yesterday," she said. "From Phillips Exeter Academy. They accepted me for 9th grade. Full academic scholarship. They said I was one of 43 students selected from 2,847 applicants." She slid the letter across the table to my father. I watched the color drain from his face. "Let me tell you how we got here. I married young. 22, right out of college. David was 25, worked in finance, came from what my parents called good stock. They loved him. Paid for half the wedding." My father gave a toast about how proud he was that I'd found someone worthy of our family name. The marriage lasted 4 years. David's drinking started 6 months in. By year 2, he lost his job at Merrill Lynch. By year 3, I was supporting us both on my teacher's salary of $47,000. By year 4, I filed for divorce while 7 months pregnant with Emma. My parents didn't speak to me for 6 months after I left him. When they finally did, it was my mother who called. "You've embarrassed us," she said. "David's family is telling everyone you abandoned him during a difficult time. Your father had to resign from the club board." I was living in a 1-bedroom apartment in a building that smelled like cigarettes and mildew. Emma slept in a bassinet beside my bed. I was teaching English to 9th graders and working weekends at Target to cover daycare. "I'm sorry the divorce was inconvenient for you," I said. She hung up. For the next 8 years, I was a cautionary tale at family gatherings. The daughter who made bad choices. The one who couldn't keep a marriage together. My brother Michael, meanwhile, married well, started a consulting firm, bought a house in Westchester County for $890,000. Had 3 children in 4 years. My parents talked about him the way you'd discuss a successful stock portfolio. At Thanksgiving 2019, my father asked what I was doing for work. "Still teaching," I said. 10th grade English now. "And I'm working on my master's degree at night." "Teaching," he said, like I'd told him I was collecting unemployment. "And how's that paying the bills?" "We're fine." "Fine." He cut into his turkey. "Michael just closed a deal with Procter & Gamble. $600,000 in consulting fees." Emma was 7 then. She was sitting next to her cousin Tyler, my brother's oldest. Tyler had an iPhone 11. Emma had a refurbished iPhone 6 I'd bought on eBay for $89. I watched her notice the difference. Christmas 2020, my mother gave my brother's kids envelopes with $100 bills. She gave Emma a Barnes & Noble gift card for $25. "For books," she said to Emma. "Since your mother's a teacher." Emma said thank you. She was always polite. In the car afterward, she asked, "Why don't Grandma and Grandpa like us?" "They do like us," I said. "They like Uncle Michael more." She was 8. I couldn't lie to her. "Yes," I said. "They do." "Because you got divorced?" "Partially." That's not fair. No, I said. It's not. She was quiet for 3 blocks. When I grow up, she said, I'm going to be so successful they won't be able to ignore me. I didn't know it then, but that was the moment everything started to change. By spring 2021, I'd finished my master's in education administration. My salary bumped to $68,000. Not enough to move us out of our 2-bedroom apartment, but enough to stop working weekends. I started saving $200 a month. Sometimes less. Sometimes I'd have to drain it for car repairs or Emma's dental work or the time the refrigerator died. Emma was 9. She'd started asking about private schools. The kids at my school don't care about learning, she said. Half my class can't read at grade level. Public school is fine, I said. I went to public school. You also went to college, she said. How many kids from my school go to college? I looked it up that night. 18%. I started making calls. The Phillips Exeter Academy admissions director answered on the 3rd ring. Her name was Caroline Webb. I still remember because I'd rehearsed what I was going to say for 40 minutes before dialing. I know the tuition is $68,000 a year, I said. I know I can't afford it. But my daughter is extraordinary. Is there any possibility of financial aid? We have a robust financial aid program, Caroline said. But admission is highly competitive. Last year, we accepted 11% of applicants. What would she need to do? Caroline spent 30 minutes walking me through the process. SSAT scores, essays, teacher recommendations, an interview. Most of our accepted students have been preparing since 6th grade, she said. They work with private admissions consultants. Take test prep courses that cost between $8,000 and $15,000. I had $1,100 in savings. Thank you for your time, I said. I should have stopped there. But I didn't. I found a test prep company that offered payment plans. $325 a month for 12 months. I canceled our Netflix subscription. Started buying generic groceries. Sold my car and bought a 2009 Honda Civic with 147,000 miles for $4,200 cash. Emma started test prep in September 2021. Every Tuesday and Thursday, 6 o'clock to 7:30 p.m. I'd pick her up from school, drive her across town, sit in the parking lot doing grading while she studied. On Thanksgiving that year, my father asked what activities Emma was involved in. She's doing academic enrichment, I said. Academic enrichment. He said it the way you'd say underwater basket weaving. What does that mean? Test preparation. Test preparation for what? Standardized tests. My brother laughed. You're paying for test prep? For public school. It's an investment. An investment in what? She's 9. I didn't tell him she was preparing for Exeter. I didn't tell him I'd spent the last 3 months emailing with Caroline Webb about Emma's application. I didn't tell him that Emma's practice SSAT scores were in the 97th percentile. Just something we're doing, I said. My mother leaned forward. You know what Emma really needs? A father figure. Have you thought about dating again? Emma was sitting right there. I'm focused on other things right now, I said. Well, you can't be alone forever. It's not healthy. For you or for her. The room got quieter. My brother's wife suddenly became very interested in her phone. Emma excused herself to the bathroom. I found her there 10 minutes later, sitting on the closed toilet lid. I hate them, she said. No, you don't. They think we're pathetic. What they think doesn't matter. She looked at me. Does it matter to you? I hesitated. Just 1 second. She saw it. We're going to show them, she said. Right? Yes, I said. We're going to show them. I didn't know my father was meeting with his estate attorney that same week, updating his will. I found out later, after everything, that he'd written Emma out entirely. Left his entire estate, estimated at $2.4 million, to be divided between Michael and Michael's 3 children. By January 2022, Emma's SST scores were official. 98th percentile overall. 99th percentile in verbal. We started working on her essays. One essay question asked, describe a challenge you've overcome. Emma wrote about being the only kid in her 5th grade class reading at a 12th grade level. About being made fun of for bringing books to recess. About the day she decided being smart was better than being popular. I cried reading it. We submitted her application on February 1st, 2022. The deadline. For 3 months, I checked the mail every day, sometimes twice. On March 15th, my father called. "I'm having my birthday dinner at Maggiano's," he said. April 2nd, 7 p.m. "You should come. We'll be there." "Just you," he said. "Michael's bringing his whole family. It'll be a big event. But you can bring Emma if you want. She can sit with the other kids." "Thanks," I said. He paused. "Have you thought about what you're going to do when Emma gets older?" "For college, I have some ideas." Ideas don't pay tuition. Michael's already set up 529 plans for his kids. Each one has about $140,000 in it. That's great for them. I'm just saying, you should be realistic. Community college is nothing to be ashamed of. I'll keep that in mind. Barbara and I were talking. We might be able to help out. Maybe a few thousand. If Emma keeps her grades up and stays out of trouble. A few thousand. Michael's kids were getting full rides to anywhere they wanted. That's generous, I said. The Exeter decision letter arrived on March 28, 2022. I saw it in the mailbox when I got home from work. Cream-colored envelope. Heavy stock. Phillips Exeter Academy return address. My hands shook opening it. "Dear Emma," it began. "We are delighted to inform you. Full academic scholarship. $58,000 annual value. Room, board, tuition. For years, renewable based on academic performance." I sat on the floor in our apartment hallway and sobbed. When Emma got home from school, I was still sitting there. Envelope in my lap. "Did it come?" she asked. I couldn't speak. Just handed it to her. She read it. Once. Twice. "We did it," she said. "You did it." "No." She looked at me. "We did it." That night, I thought about calling my father. Telling him. But something stopped me. Let him find out at dinner, I thought. In front of everyone. The next 4 days were long. I didn't tell anyone. Not my friends. Not the other teachers at school. Just me and Emma, holding this secret. April 2nd came. I picked out Emma's outfit carefully. Navy dress from Target. Nothing fancy. I didn't want them to think we were trying too hard. "Should I bring the letter?" Emma asked. "Put it in your backpack," I said. "We might not need it." She folded it carefully. Slipped it into the front pocket. We arrived at Maggiano's at 6:58 p.m. The private dining room was already full. 43 people. I counted. My father sat at the head of the table in a suit I recognized, the same one he'd worn to Michael's wedding. My mother beside him in pearls. Michael and his wife had the other power positions. Their kids spread around them like a royal court. Emma and I were shown to seats in the middle, far from the head table. Close to my father's college roommate and his wife, who I'd met exactly twice. The first hour was normal. Dinner service. Small talk. My father held court, telling stories about his time at Dartmouth, his early career at IBM, his tennis club championship in 1997. At 8:15, he stood up. Tapped his glass. "I want to make an announcement." The room quieted. Barbara and I have been blessed with 6 grandchildren. We've watched them grow. We've been proud of their accomplishments. He paused for effect. Michael's children have been particularly exceptional. Tyler's already looking at Ivy League schools. Madison made varsity soccer as a freshman. Connor's been accepted into the gifted program. My brother smiled. Nodded graciously. So Barbara and I have decided to do something special. We're establishing college trust funds for Tyler, Madison, and Connor. Full tuition, anywhere they want to go. Applause around the table. My brother stood, hugged my father. His wife wiped her eyes. I felt Emma beside me, her hand on the table. Still, my father continued. We want our grandchildren to have every advantage, to attend the best schools, to have the opportunities we had. That's when Emma raised her hand. Just slightly, like she was in class. My father saw it. Paused. "Yes, Emma. What about me, Grandpa? Do I get a college fund too?" The room shifted. People who'd been smiling went neutral. My mother's hand went to her pearls. My father looked at me, then back at Emma. "Sweetheart," he said. His voice had that condescending warmth adults use with children they're about to disappoint. Your situation is different. Different how? I should have stopped her. Put my hand on her arm. Change the subject. I didn't. Well, my father glanced around the room. You come from a broken home. Your mother made certain choices that have consequences. Kids from broken homes don't go to good schools. It's just statistics. We want to invest in success, and unfortunately, the odds aren't in your favor. Silence. 43 people. Not one of them spoke. Emma didn't cry. Didn't raise her voice. She just reached into her backpack. Pulled out the cream-colored envelope. This came yesterday, she said. She stood up. Walked the length of the table. All eyes on her. She placed the envelope in front of my father. From Phillips Exeter Academy, she said. They accepted me for 9th grade. Full academic scholarship. $58,000 a year. They said I was one of 43 students selected from 2,847 applicants nationwide. My father picked up the envelope. Pulled out the letter. I watched the color drain from his face. This is a good school, Emma said. Right, Grandpa? He tried to speak. Couldn't. My mother leaned over. Read the letter. Her mouth opened. How did you? She started. I applied, Emma said. I studied. I took the SST. I wrote the essays. I did the interview. They said my application was one of the strongest they'd received in 10 years. Michael was staring at me now. You knew about this? She's been preparing for 2 years, I said. 2 years. My mother's voice went up. You never said anything. You never asked. My father was still holding the letter. His hand shook slightly. Phillips Exeter is ranked 2nd in the nation, Emma said. She'd memorized the statistics. Last year, 42% of graduates went to Ivy League schools. The average SAT score is 1480. And they gave me a full scholarship because they said I demonstrated exceptional academic merit and potential. She looked at my father. So I guess kids from broken homes can go to good schools, she said. When they're smart enough. The silence lasted 6 full seconds. Then my father's college roommate started clapping. Slow at first. Then faster. Others joined. Hesitant applause. My father set down the letter. He cleared his throat. Emma, this is quite an accomplishment. Thank you, Grandpa. We had no idea you were even considering boarding schools. You never asked, Emma said. She'd heard me say it to my mother. Liked how it sounded. My brother tried to recover. Well, Exeter's a great school. Congratulations, Emma. Though of course, Tyler's looking at Yale and Princeton, so... Tyler's got a 3.7 GPA, Emma said. I checked Exeter's website. Their average accepted student has a 3.95. I almost laughed. Michael's face went red. That's not really appropriate. Stating facts isn't appropriate? My mother cut in. Emma, honey, we're very happy for you. But you don't need to be confrontational about it. I'm not being confrontational. Grandpa said kids from broken homes don't go to good schools. I'm just providing evidence that contradicts his statement. The room had gone from silent to thick. Uncomfortable. My father tried again. I may have misspoken. You said it's just statistics, Emma said. What statistics were you referencing? Because Exeter's admissions director told us that family structure isn't a factor in their selection process. They evaluate students on academic merit, character, and potential contribution to the community. I didn't mean. You also said you want to invest in success. Exeter's endowment is $1.3 billion. They don't give full scholarships to students they don't believe will succeed. Watching my father try to respond was like watching someone drown in 3 feet of water. Of course, he stammered. Of course they wouldn't. Emma, I never meant to suggest that you weren't capable. You said the odds aren't in my favor. I meant statistically. Based on what data? I'd never been prouder of her. My mother stood up. I think we should all calm down. This is supposed to be a celebration. It is a celebration, Emma said. You're celebrating Tyler, Madison, and Connor's potential. I'm sharing my actual achievement. Isn't that worth celebrating too? No one answered. Emma looked around the room. Exeter has a 98% college acceptance rate. Last year, students were admitted to Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Stanford, MIT, and every other top university. So even though I'm from a broken home, I'll probably end up at a better college than most people in this room, including Tyler. Michael pushed back from the table. Okay, that's enough. Why? Am I not allowed to be proud of my accomplishments? You're being disrespectful. Was Grandpa being respectful when he said I don't deserve a college fund because my parents are divorced? The applause had stopped. People were looking at their plates, at their phones, at anything except us. My father finally found his voice. Emma, I think there's been a misunderstanding. What did I misunderstand? I was speaking generally. Not about you specifically. You said it to me. Specifically. In front of 43 people. She'd counted too. My father looked at me. Desperate. Tell her I didn't mean. What would you like me to tell her? I asked. His mouth opened. Closed. Caroline Webb, the admissions director, had told me during one of our conversations that Exeter looks for students who demonstrate resilience, who overcome obstacles, who don't just accept the world as it is, but challenge it. She'd said Emma's application showed exactly that. Watching her now, standing in front of my father at his own birthday dinner, I understood what Caroline had seen. My mother tried one more time. I think we should talk about this privately. Why privately? Emma asked. Grandpa made his announcement publicly. About the college funds for Tyler, Madison, and Connor. He explained publicly why I wasn't included. I'm just responding publicly. She picked up the letter from in front of my father. I start at Exeter in September. I'll be there for 4 years. And I won't need anyone in this family to pay for it because I earned it myself. She walked back to our seats. Sat down. Put the letter in her backpack. The room stayed silent. My father sat down slowly. Picked up his scotch. His hand was still shaking. Michael's wife whispered something to him. He shook his head. One of my father's cousins, sitting near the end of the table, raised his glass. To Emma, he said. Congratulations on an incredible achievement. A few people echoed it. Half-heartedly. My father didn't raise his glass. Neither did my mother. Neither did Michael. We left 20 minutes later. Before dessert was served. In the car, Emma was quiet. Did I go too far? She finally asked. No, I said. Grandpa looked really upset. He was embarrassed. Good, she said. Then, quieter. Is that mean? That I wanted him to be embarrassed? No, I said. It's human. She looked out the window. They're never going to forgive us. Probably not. Does that bother you? I thought about it. Really thought about it. No, I said. It doesn't. My father called the next morning. I let it go to voicemail. We need to talk about last night, his message said. Emma's behavior was completely inappropriate. I don't know what you're teaching her, but humiliating family members in public is not acceptable. Call me back. I deleted it. He called again that afternoon. I'm serious. We need to discuss this. What Emma did was disrespectful and frankly, disturbing. She needs to apologize. I blocked his number. My mother called from her phone. Your father is very hurt. He was trying to do something nice for the family, and Emma made him look foolish. We raised you better than this. You raised me to accept being dismissed and underestimated, I said. I raised Emma to expect better. That's not what happened. That's exactly what happened. He told a 12-year-old girl, in front of 43 people, that she wasn't worth investing in because I'm divorced. He didn't say that. What did he say then? Silence. I need you to understand something, I said. Emma worked for 2 years for this. She studied when other kids were playing. She practiced essay writing. She did mock interviews. She earned this. And your husband told her it didn't matter because of choices I made when she was in diapers. He's your father. And she's my daughter. If you want a relationship with us, you'll respect what she's accomplished. If you can't do that, we're done. I hung up. She called back. I didn't answer. Michael sent a text 3 days later. Dad's threatening to write you out of his will. You should probably call him. I replied, he already wrote me out. 2 years ago. I know because his attorney is married to my coworker. He didn't respond. For 6 months, silence from my family. Emma started at Exeter in September. I drove her up to New Hampshire. Helped her move into her dorm. Met her roommate, a girl from California whose father was a neurosurgeon. Your daughter is remarkable, the dorm parent told me. We're thrilled to have her. I cried the whole drive home. Emma called every Sunday, told me about her classes, her friends, the way teachers treated her like she was capable of anything. It's different here, she said during our October call. Nobody cares that my parents are divorced. Nobody cares that we don't have money. They just care if you're smart and work hard. That's how it should be, I said. Why isn't it like that everywhere? Because some people measure worth differently. At Thanksgiving, Emma came home for break. We had dinner at our apartment. Just us. Are we going to Grandma and Grandpa's? She asked. No. Did they invite us? No. Good, she said. I don't want to see them anyway. But I saw her check her phone 3 times that day, waiting for a text that never came. Christmas was the same. No invitation. No card. No calls. Emma got straight A's her first semester. Made the debate team. Joined the school newspaper. I framed her report card and hung it in our living room. My father sent a check for $250 in February. No note. No card. Just a check made out to Emma. She handed it to me. What should I do with this? It's your choice. She tore it up. I don't want his money, she said. Not after what he said. You're allowed to still want a relationship with him. Do you? I don't know anymore, I said. She nodded. Me neither. For 3 years, everything was quiet. Emma excelled at Exeter. I got promoted to assistant principal at my school. Salary jumped to $89,000. We moved to a better apartment. 2 bedrooms, updated kitchen, building that didn't smell like cigarettes. My father turned 75. I saw photos on Facebook from the party. Michael posted them. Big celebration at a country club. 70 people. Emma and I weren't there. Tyler got into Princeton, early decision. My mother posted about it on Facebook. So proud of our brilliant grandson. The first of many Ivy League acceptances to come. Emma was applying to colleges that fall. Her top choice was Stanford. She got in. Full ride again. 47,000 students applied. They accepted 2,000. She called me from school. I got in. I'm so proud of you. Should we tell them? If you want to. I don't, she said. I don't want them to have the satisfaction of saying congratulations when they told me I'd never make it. That's fair. But I posted it on Facebook. Just a simple post. Emma was accepted to Stanford University. Class of 2028. We're incredibly proud. My mother called within an hour. You couldn't tell us privately? You haven't spoken to me in 3 years. That's because you refused to make Emma apologize. For what? For being right? For being cruel. She was honest, I said. If you experience that as cruel, maybe you should examine why. She hung up. My father sent a text, congratulations to Emma on Stanford. Impressive achievement. I didn't reply. Emma graduated from Exeter in May 2026. Top 5% of her class. Multiple academic awards. College scholarship offers from 6 different universities. I invited my parents to graduation. Certified letter. Formal invitation. They didn't respond. Michael's family came to Tyler's Princeton orientation that same month. Posted 27 photos. My mother commented on all of them. Emma and I went to her Stanford orientation alone. For 18 months, everything was stable. Emma thrived at Stanford. Double major in computer science and economics. Internship at Google her freshman summer. On track to graduate early. I paid off my student loans. Started saving for retirement. Dated someone for 6 months before it fizzled out. Life was good. Quiet. Then yesterday, my mother called. I almost didn't answer. But something made me pick up. Your father's in the hospital, she said. He had a stroke. They don't know if he's going to make it. My stomach dropped. When? 3 days ago. 3 days? And you're just calling me now? Michael thought we should wait until we knew more. Is he conscious? In and out. The doctors say the next 48 hours are critical. I sat down. Which hospital? St. Luke's. Room 437. But before you come, you need to know something. What? He's been asking for Emma. I went still. What? He keeps saying her name. The nurses asked who Emma was. We had to explain she's his granddaughter, but that there's been a rift in the family. A rift. Whatever you want to call it. The point is, he's asking for her. And I think you owe it to him to bring her. I owe it to him? He's her grandfather. He's dying. 3 years. 3 years of silence. Of deliberate exclusion. Of pretending we didn't exist. And now he's dying and suddenly we matter? I'll talk to Emma, I said. It's her decision. She's 19. She'll do what you tell her to. No, I said. She won't. I raised her to make her own choices. Remember? I hung up. Called Emma at Stanford. Grandpa's in the hospital, I said. He had a stroke. They don't know if he'll make it. Silence. Do you want to see him? I asked. Do you? I asked you first. More silence. He's asking for me, she finally said. Isn't he? How did you know? Because that's how these things work. People only want you when they're dying. When they need forgiveness so they can feel better about themselves. You're not required to forgive him. I know. But if you want to see him. I don't, she said. I really don't. I should have felt relieved. Should have felt like she made the right choice. Instead, I felt sad. Okay, I said. Do you want to see him? She asked. I thought about it. I don't know, I said. Then don't go, she said. Not for him. Not for Grandma. Not for Uncle Michael. Only go if you need to for yourself. When did my daughter get so wise? I love you, I said. Love you too. I didn't go to the hospital that day. Or the next. On the 3rd day, my mother called again. He's stabilized. Doctors think he'll pull through. But there's going to be permanent damage. Speech problems. Possible paralysis on his left side. I'm sorry, I said. Are you? I didn't answer. He still wants to see Emma, she said. Before it's too late. Just to say he's sorry. For what? For everything. For what he said at the birthday dinner. For the college fund. For not inviting you to family events. All of it. He can write a letter, I said. He can barely hold a pen. Then he can record a video. Emma has an email address. That's not the same. It's what's available, I said. He had 3 years to apologize. He chose not to. Now he has limited options. You're being cruel. I'm being consistent, I said. You taught me that actions have consequences. Remember? I hung up. That was yesterday. This morning, I got an email from my father's attorney. Subject line, estate planning update, urgent. I opened it. Dear Ms. Richardson, I'm writing to inform you that your father has requested updates to his estate plan. Given recent health events, he wants to ensure all affairs are in order. He's asked me to reach out regarding your potential inclusion in the updated will. However, he's made this contingent on a meeting with you and your daughter Emma. Please let me know your availability for a discussion. I stared at the email for 5 minutes. Then I forwarded it to Emma with one line, your move. She replied within an hour. Forward him my Stanford transcript. My Google offer letter. My acceptance to the Tau Beta Pi Honor Society. Tell him that's my answer. I smiled. Wrote back to the attorney. My daughter asked me to share her current achievements with my father. Please find attached her Stanford transcript, 4.0 GPA, her offer letter from Google for a summer software engineering internship, $58 per hour, and her acceptance to Tau Beta Pi, the National Engineering Honor Society. She wanted him to know that kids from broken homes can succeed just fine without family money. We'll pass on the meeting. Sent it. 3 hours later, my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered. This is Caroline Webb from Phillips Exeter Academy. Is this Emma Richardson's mother? My heart stopped. Yes. Is Emma okay? Oh, she's wonderful. I'm actually calling about something else. We're looking for parent speakers for our annual alumni event. Parents who've supported their children through the admissions process despite significant obstacles. Your name came up. Would you be interested in sharing your story? My story. Emma's application essay mentioned your support. Her teacher recommendations talked about how you worked multiple jobs to afford test prep. Our alumni board thought it would be inspiring for current families to hear from you. I thought about my father. In his hospital bed. Asking for Emma. trying to add her back into a will he'd excluded her from 3 years ago. I thought about the birthday dinner. The way he'd looked at her when he said kids from broken homes don't go to good schools. Yes, I said to Caroline. I'd love to speak. Wonderful. The event is in November. We'll fly you up to campus. All expenses paid. And there's a small honorarium. $500. Thank you. No, she said. Thank you. Emma is exactly the kind of student we want at Exeter. Brilliant, driven, resilient. We're lucky to have had her. After we hung up, I sat in my apartment. The nice one. The one with the updated kitchen and the building that doesn't smell like cigarettes. I thought about calling my mother, telling her about the speaking invitation, about Emma's achievements, about how well we're doing. I didn't. Some victories don't need an audience. My father was released from the hospital 2 weeks later, moved to a rehabilitation facility for physical therapy. My mother sent updates via text. I read them. Didn't respond. Emma came home for spring break. We had dinner at a new restaurant downtown. Nice place. $30 entrees. We could afford it now. Grandma texted me, she said. What did she say? That Grandpa wants to see me. That he's really sorry. That family is important. What did you say? Nothing. I didn't respond. Do you want to? She cut her salmon. Chewed. Swallowed. Here's what I think, she said. If he was really sorry, he would have apologized 3 years ago. When it mattered. When I was still a kid who needed to hear that her grandfather believed in her. Now I don't need it anymore. I don't need his approval or his money or his validation. I have my own. You're allowed to still want those things, I said. I know. But I don't. Not from him. That might change. Maybe. But right now, this is how I feel. I nodded. We finished dinner. Drove home. For 6 months, everything was quiet. Emma went back to Stanford. My father completed rehabilitation. Moved back home with limited mobility and slurred speech. My mother hired a full-time nurse. Michael posted photos of family dinners. My father at the head of the table in a wheelchair. Tyler visiting from Princeton. Madison and Connor smiling for the camera. Emma and I weren't there. In October, I spoke at the Exeter alumni event. 75 parents in attendance. I told them about working at Target on weekends. About the 2009 Honda Civic. About the test prep payments that left us eating rice and beans for weeks. I told them about the birthday dinner. About what my father said. About Emma pulling out the acceptance letter. I didn't say it was my father. Just a family member who doubted her. The room was silent when I finished. Afterward, 3 different parents came up to me crying. Saying they'd had similar experiences. Saying they understood. One woman handed me her card. I run a nonprofit that provides test prep scholarships to low-income families, she said. We'd love to have you on our advisory board. I joined the next month. Emma graduated from Stanford in 3.5 years. December 2027. Top of her class. Job offers from Google, Microsoft, Apple, and 2 startups. She chose Google. Starting salary, $175,000. She called me the day she signed the offer letter. I did it, she said. You did. We did, she corrected. For 18 months, everything was perfect. Emma thrived at Google. I served on the nonprofit board. We traveled together. Built a life that had nothing to do with my family. Then yesterday, my mother called. Your father wants to make amends, she said. He's written a new will. He's including Emma. $50,000. $50,000. Tyler was getting $400,000. Madison $350,000. Connor $350,000. But Emma was getting $50,000. Like a consolation prize. Tell him no thank you, I said. You can't turn down an inheritance. I can. Emma can. We are. That's ridiculous. What's ridiculous is thinking $50,000 makes up for 3 years of pretending we don't exist. For telling a 12-year-old she'd never succeed. For choosing pride over family. He's trying. He's trying now. When it's convenient. When he's old and sick and wants to feel like a good person before he dies. Where was this energy when Emma graduated from Exeter? When she got into Stanford? When she got her job offer from Google? Silence. You raised her, my mother finally said. To be this unforgiving. No, I said. I raised her to value herself, to not accept scraps from people who should have given her the world. There's a difference. I hung up, forwarded the conversation to Emma. She called back immediately. Did Grandma really say that? That you raised me to be unforgiving? Yes, she laughed. Hard. What's funny? I asked. Just the irony. They spent my entire childhood telling me I wasn't good enough. And now that I've proven I'm more than good enough, they think I'm supposed to be grateful for their leftover validation. Do you want the $50,000? God, no. You could donate it. Use it for something good. Or, she said, I could tell Grandpa exactly where he can put his $50,000. Emma. I'm kidding. Mostly. Just let them know I'm not interested. Politely. Professionally. However you want to phrase it. I wrote back to my mother. Emma respectfully declines the inheritance. She's doing well on her own. We both are. We wish you all the best. My mother didn't respond. My father's attorney sent a certified letter 2 weeks later, confirming Emma's declination, noting it was highly unusual for a beneficiary to refuse an inheritance. I filed it away. For 3 months' silence. Then last week, my mother called from an unknown number. I answered before I realized. Emma's been named to Forbes 30 Under 30, she said. We saw it online. I didn't know that yet. Emma must have just found out. Okay, I said. We want to celebrate with her. Take her to dinner. Maybe we could all. No. She's your daughter. He's her grandfather. This is exactly what I expected, I said. You ignored her when she needed you. Now she's successful and suddenly you want to be involved. But she's not a trophy you can show off. She's a person. And she has no interest in performative family reunions. You're poisoning her against us. I didn't have to. You did that yourselves. I hung up, blocked the number, texted Emma, congrats on Forbes. Proud of you. Also, Grandma called wanting to celebrate with you. I said no, but it's your call if you want to reach out. She replied, hard pass. But thanks for the heads up. That was yesterday. This morning, I got a voicemail from my father's attorney. We need to talk. Your father has had another health episode. This time it's serious. He's asking for Emma again. And he's made a significant change to his estate planning that directly involves her. Please call me back as soon as possible. I haven't called back yet. I forwarded the voicemail to Emma. She hasn't responded. I'm sitting here looking at my phone. At the attorney's number. Part of me wants to know what the significant change is. Part of me doesn't care. Emma and I have built something they can't touch. Something that has nothing to do with their approval or their money or their validation. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious. My phone just buzzed. Text from Emma, don't call him back. Whatever it is, we don't need it. She's right. We don't. But then why am I still staring at the number? So, what do you think? Did my father go too far or was I justified? Let me know in the comments and subscribe for more family drama stories.